Yes, here we go. We are live once again. Hello, hello, hello. It's late at night here in Barcelona. It's 11:30. You can tell I'm wearing my pajamas. Ta-da! And I've got one more beer. I actually have two more beers, but then I realized it's late. I have to get a flight in the morning. I don't really have time or capacity for two more beers. But I can reveal that the final beer, which I won't be reviewing, did work out the first beer I did. I can show you. Two episodes ago, I reviewed this bizarro, abstract, nightmare-inducing beer. I couldn't figure out who had made it. And I saw Reptilian there, and I could read cluster on the side. My fourth beer is Reptilian IPA, Volume 6, and on the side it says Cluster Brewing. And it's reptilianbrewing.com. So, very, very brief apology for previously where I couldn't figure it out. It must be Reptilian Brewing, some kind of collaboration who made that other weird, freakish, yet amazingly artistic nightmare. But for now, BlackLab Brewing, right down near the beach, perfectly prime real estate. Went there, had a few beers on tap, and discovered that you can buy some of their beers. Now, what's weird about this, like immediately, is that this can is like the beginning of Star Wars. Just said ship that just keeps on going and going and going and going and going. You're like, when is this can ever going to end? Look at this standard can. This thing is huge. I hadn't realized it's massive. And it's a double IPA, and it's 9.8%. I may not survive this night. And check this thing out. You wouldn't want to look at that when you're really stoned. That's kind of weird, right? And special shout out on DM for those of you watching who may or may not be in a luxurious swim spa. For those of us who are not in a luxurious swim spa, we're having beer. We're drowning in the luxury of a Dynamo double IPA from BlackLab. Also, big shout out to Mersey Beers, faithful, reliable beer whisperer. Let's try this. Oh, wait. There's one thing we need to do before we get going. It's super important. It is. All right. Let's pop this open. Oh my God. Don't expect that. When you get a beer it feels like the smaller the brewery, the stronger the likelihood it might overreact being opened. I've got my Lambricus glass I got free from the Lambricus bar. You should always go there and buy beer if you're in Barcelona. Great selection. A very clear double IPA. I avoided having this at the bar because it was like a 9.8%. I can't do this and walk home. Well, or can I do this and get on a flight and come back to the UK? Apparently I can. There we go. It's really clear. Nice little amber color. Smelled very pungent coming out of the can. Not fruity, but hoppy as, you know. That's one way of putting it. It's also, I have to go to bed soon. It's like 11:30. Or yeah, the sun was out today, so we're going to call that level. This is not intensely bitter like, I don't know, I would say a rabidly rubbery West Coast IPA can do to you. It's got a kind of almost old school, I'd say old school bitter. It almost doesn't even almost taste like a not a West Coast hop. It's so piney at the same time. That bitter of like when you eat pasta without cooking it, that dried pasta kind of bitter. It's pretty cool. But like just as it's fading, you get a tiny bit of citrus, a little bit of grapefruit on there. Not stone fruit, but grapefruit, real light, allowing it to not be West Coast crazy bitter offensive. And 9.8, my ass, it tastes maybe 7. So it's hiding its alcoholic. That's what I guess is maybe raising up some of the qualities of the hops. Pretty good, pretty successful. I did not have this. They were out of stock on one at the actual brewery that I really wanted to try and wasn't there. So I'm gonna have to come back to Barcelona again, do more videos, maybe something live there. But if you check my Instagram, I did do a live on Instagram walking around. So you can, there you go, switch gears on Instagram, find me there. It's BrewNative.tv. This is really good. It doesn't have that fruitiness, but it's not supposed to. For a double IPA, this is a very smooth, easygoing, slightly malty, great bitter balance double IPA. And for a brew pub, I couldn't figure out where to buy it anywhere. I bought this can from them, and they only had one. So that I bought the one. I don't know how much they make in cans. Clearly not that many. But if we do this, okay, now that we know I like this beer and it's good, and you're thinking, how can I have some, Steve? We can do that. There's a little bit there. Honest craft beer. I don't know what dishonest craft beer is. Good marketing, I guess. There's a logo. And there's they are. Check that out. Right? This is the beach. It's right there. Now I couldn't figure out. They have a shop, right? But I'm not going to click it. They didn't have any beer you could buy in the shop. It seemed like you had to go there. So that's where we're at with that one. I guess you can go there, buy some. If you're coming to Barcelona, you're probably going to end up at the beach at some point. Look up BlackLab Brewing. It's just on the kind of west edge of the beach, and it's a lovely place. They had live music last night. They have a big outdoor area. They have a smaller indoor area. Just great beer, good food. On paper, I read the menu and it was awesome, but I couldn't figure it out to order any. So that, I think, is going to be the end of the show. I think I'm going to cut this off right now, and I'm going to go to bed after finishing this amazing beer. I wouldn't dare let it lie. The Reptilian breakfast beer before an 8 a.m. flight. Is that allowed? I'm going to keep that a secret. Maybe it will be, maybe it won't be. This is the end. My name is Steve Jaguar. This has been a BrewNative Beer Review, an amazing double IPA. No idea what the hops are, no idea what the ingredients are. At BlackLab Brewing, just near the beach in Barcelona. Steve out.